Hello and welcome to Keyboard Shortcut Training. Today we're going to show you some of the primary shortcuts you can use in Windows. These will help you optimize your time, make the process of working easier, and all around give you a little bit quicker usage of your Windows operating system. So the first one we're going to show you is the undo. Most people will find the undo button on the top left corner of their programs, but if you didn't know, the keyboard shortcut for the undo is going to be Control and Z. What that does is it undoes the previous thing you did, the same way that the undo button at the top will do, but you can just do it with your keyboard from Control Z, and that will undo things as you've done them. And then opposingly, if you'd like to redo something, let's say you accidentally deleted a word, you would hit Control Y, and what that does is that redoes what you've undone or deleted, or redoes the step that you had undone. So if you accidentally undid those words and you wanted to put them back, you would just hit Control Y. Another really nifty feature is if you hit Control F on a screen, it's going to bring up a little window like this, and this will apply whether you're in a web page, a Word document, anywhere. If you want to search a single word or a few characters, like let's just say I was trying to find the word keyboard on here, I would type in keyboard. It will tell me how many search results there are that qualify for this page, and it'll even highlight them for me. If, for example, there was more than one word on here matching, it will show up as one of two, and if you hit the arrows, it will actually bring you to the different ones. You can see them popping up here. The darker green one is going to be the one you're looking at now, and the light green is going to be the one that it's about to go to, or another word that qualifies for the search parameter. Next thing we're going to look at is the Control P, which is basically a universal print. You can do this on a web page, whether you're working in a Word document, same principle applies. You just hit Control P and it will bring up the native print window here, the same way that if you were to hit File and Print anywhere it would work. So from here you're just going to pick the printer and hit Print, just like you would any other normal print job you want to do. And then the next few are going to be some of the primary things you're going to use when you're working in a Word document, and these are some of the most useful ones, such as cut, copy, paste, selecting all the text, bold, underline, that sort of thing. So let's just say I wanted to copy this sentence. If I wanted to select it and I hit Control X, what that's going to do is cut it. So that the same way I would highlight it and hit cut here, I can do it with the keyboard shortcut of just Control X. So if I cut it, I can paste it here, I can paste it here and here, and it doesn't matter how many times you cut it. Cutting it only removes the first one, so that's just a little tip for you there. But let's just say I wanted to copy it instead of cut it. I can highlight what I want, come down to where I wanted to paste it, make sure my cursor is there, hit the Control V for that one. Control V is to paste, while Control C is to copy, and Control X cuts. So you can see that you don't always have to highlight the things in order, the text in order to do what you want them to do. You can use those shortcuts for that. If you want to select everything on the page, all you have to do is hit Control A, and as you can see, it's highlighted everything that's on the page. You can even see here where I entered spaces to bring my cursor down to the next line. Though there isn't any actual text there, it knows that that's a part of the page. So if I were to copy with Control C here after I've selected everything and paste, it will paste it in exactly the same way that it was selected. So you can see it even carries over the spaces or line breaks here if you were to select everything. So that's one way to do it. And then if I want to undo that, I can Control Z, that kind of thing. If you want to add any of the little text editors. So if you want to make something bold, you can highlight it and hit Control B. Control B will make it bold. Control U will underline it. And Control I will italicize it. So you don't always have to highlight and select the same way that everything else works. You can always use these shortcuts in everything. And then the final two we're going to go over are some generic Windows ones, and those are going to be how to lock your computer and minimize and maximize everything on your screen. So before we go into locking the computer, we're just going to show you how, if you have all these windows up here, for example, and you just want to go directly to your desktop, if you hold down the Windows button and hit Windows D, it will take you to your desktop. If you hit Windows D again, it will bring you back to where you were. So if you ever need to quickly get to your desktop and go to a file or something like that, that's going to be what you're going to use that for. And then you just hit Windows D again, and it will bring everything back up for you. And then the final one we're going to go over is the Windows lock. And this is going to be what you're going to use if you have a personal computer, or you need to lock a computer for whatever reason, if you're working on something sensitive and you need to come back to it. I mean, it just depends on what you need to lock your computer for, but the Windows shortcut for that is going to be Windows L. So you hit the Windows button and hit L, and that'll actually lock your computer for you. As you can see here, it tells me that it's locking my computer. In order to log back in, I actually have to hit Control Delete. And then it asks me to re-put my password in, so that if you do lock your computer, no one can just come up and log back in. It's going to require you to put your password in. This is just a security feature, mostly for managerial people, but anyone that has sensitive information on the computer, you're going to want to use that. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, feel free and ask. But good luck.